It's a little bit of misery, a little bit of joy, and then hopefully a lot of questions. My name is Lynn. I'm coming in from Columbia, Missouri, though I was born and raised in Queens, New York. So I'm an artist who primarily works within mixed media and also time-based media. A lot of the work that I do is a hybrid blend of live action and animation techniques. So at any given time within my projects, a lot of which are comprised of short films, you'll see an eclectic kind of collage approach of animated excerpts with video clips that I've kind of collected over the years. I would say for me, the process of my art making production, I say this a lot to people, but it's sort of like squirrelly. So I have this way of making work. Animation in particular is very, to me, a squirrel-oriented practice where I'm kind of collecting and accumulating frames, and when I have enough of them, I can create the illusion of movement, which allows me to play it back and see the different qualities of life that it mimics or that it's now kind of like embodying. And then that then informs me about, oh, what other movements would add more dimensionality to this idea or to this series of textures or to this visual language. And so it's a very squirrel, like collecting my nuts, like collecting bits of animation. And then when combined with video aspects becomes sort of like a collage process in which, any given project has anywhere from 80 to like 100 little clips that I then am using as raw material to bring into a production software like Premiere, and thinking about it and trying to envision the types of cuts that might allow for the story to come through. I would say for me personally, my relationship to my practice of art is largely cathartic and investigatory about things that I'm very curious about in the natural world. Over the past maybe 10 years or so, I've really been able to use my practice to work through questions around my body and my sense of identity. It's really helped me kind of use metaphor and symbology to think about the sort of similarities and differences between my body and other people's bodies, my bodies and animal bodies, and even geographical bodies. And I found this to be a really illuminating way of thinking about who I am and the types of living experiences I would like to have. So the cool thing about my sort of like peripheral relationship to Prairie Ronde is that I have a few close artist friends and colleagues that I know have actually passed through this residency. So this is this was a perfect moment of like word of mouth from a comrade or somebody who I trusted to, if they said that they had an awesome time and that they were able to grow, then hell yeah, I'm curious. When I did the research online, I was really astounded by the level of support that the program offered. So not just in its stipend and its kind of like travel compensation, but also in housing artists. I mean, I think it's super rare nowadays to find a residency that can kind of support artists in this sort of multifaceted way. And then of course, when I saw pictures of the actual mill, my God, even from the photos themselves, the textures of the space looked amazing. And that's a lot of the work that I make is really concerned and intrigued and compelled by the various textures of material surfaces. And the mill as a site that's in various states of repair and kind of has samples of materials from different time periods, this was something that like super excited me.